See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Know it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settle. See the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, Jeremiah, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to wrong with step. I'm silent for show. For the fake niggas, stay silent. I got it. Let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no losses. Ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace. Just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high. Got your baby pants through the fire. Ask you the prophets. That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Therefore will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop and ask you the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
See, y'all think it's just about us in here, but this is about an oppressive, fucked up system designed to keep niggas down and shit. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. What about you, little nigga? You know about that?
Yes.
Oh, you know about that? Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you think about that.
I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. Belly of the beast, we been living in hell. They like, damn Kai, how could you tell? Put us in the project, set us up to fail. Round here, bullets be flying like hell. Too many of my niggas either dead or in jail. Make a nigga work when you locked in a cell. Can't find work when you out on bail, but your homie got the work, so we passed you a scale. Got them birds like the Bible got quail. Niggas selling out cause they mama got bills. Turning to coons like Oprah and Gail. How you sell your soul just to get a little kale? They put you in a dress when you get a record deal. Wanna see a nigga getting high on pills? You can dance on a pole, you can sell that tail, but they never tell a nigga that he can go to Yale. We all created equal, that's white males. All lives matter, not black males. Another mother crying, another coffin got a nail. How many brothers out here got killed? How many of our sisters out here gotta heal? How many more caps gotta get peeled? We beef with each other so quick to pull the steel. George Zimmerman still alive and well. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Feel. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. Feel. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. Chill. Yo, chill.
industrial complex is a system situated at the intersection of government and private interests. It uses prisons as a solution to social, political, and economic problems. It includes human rights violations, the death penalty, slave labor, policing, courts, the media, political prisoners, and the elimination of dissent.
They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. I might start me a fucking riot. Slave rebellion, no compliance. They just want us to die in silence. They murder minds like they got a license. I pray for the coronavirus to kill all of these violent tyrants. They prey on us like they poaching lions. World War III's on the horizon. Black and Hispanics form alliance. From the west coast to the islands, this pressure is making diamonds. They've awakened sleeping giants. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. But feel.
Nigga, did you just say what I was trying to say, but smarter? I like this little nigga.
One West, 12 tribes, UPK. Yeah. I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. Ever since a nigga was young, I knew what I wanted. Knew that we could either be hunters or with the hunted. Meaning only choice was the predators or the prey. Showed this man wherever I was, but I didn't play. Then I started spitting that fire to every stage. Rap gave a little bit of buzz, but it didn't stay. Then I started hustling, getting at some bread. I always went broke, making sure that my niggas fed. But then I looked for loyalty, niggas, they wasn't there. The same that I shed blood for, and it wasn't fair. But fuck it though, turn they back on a real nigga. It's when I found UPK and I'm still with them. Drill with them, cause I've been in the field with them. Fringed up garments, rocking the shield with them. I never turn traitor, I never let my colors fly. Never get my brother's book. I ain't like that other guy, nothing like them funny groups. They just better get in line. If you in the middle, you confused, you should pick a side. Me, I must stay loyal to the king till the day I die. I am One West, head beating in my chest. Fuck all the rest, we stayed, y'all left. Suckers ran scared, had to clean up y'all mess. That's why we took over, I can see that y'all stressed. We ain't got time to worry about no hater. My life is like a movie, should come with a narrator. They gather data, they wanna see us assimilated. Marching through the streets, know we coming, you hear our cadence. All you smell is Henny and frankincense is the fragrance. Cause I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters, I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters, I'll ride for those letters. My squad is forever. It's forever. Squad is forever. When a nigga in this mode like I get so hyped, shining blinding like a strobe light. I'm my only calm, so I battle me back and forth nights like a bullfight. I see red charge and destroy might. Gave me foresight, so I know that winning the war might have them all tight. Fuck their feelings, cause they the soft type. I was always taught never turn your back on your brothers. Take on any enemy, know the strength in these numbers. UPK official, and ain't no coward among us. Don't make me go and bang with them sticks like I'm a drummer. How y'all gonna run with the style that we invented? You always talk the war was wild, but you never in it. All that coulda, shoulda, woulda. I see how you try to spin it. The way my soldiers move out, you think that we got evicted. It's One West in the building, we owning it while you renting. Lyrical exercise in the booth is my Planet Fitness. Words move you like calisthenics. Bars heavy, so when I bench it, I'm building up a hardcore. I flex when I'm finished. And right after a light workout, it's back to business. Group sick of UPK, cause we the illest. I got one question, will they ever stop hating? Waiting on this war so long, I'm salivating. Niggas turn bitch so strong, I call them Caitlyn. I get the green light, it's go, no hesitation. Y'all just been holding our spot like reservations. Now we back to work while you suckers still on vacation. Mixtape singles and even collaborations. They smiling in the face, but I know I see aggravation. You ain't got to hide it though, you fucking mighty cone. UPK bringing that heat, you know the fire's on. It's One West. cause I'm a one West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I ride for those letters, the squad is forever. One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters, the squad is forever. It's forever. The squad is forever.
Yeah. Go ahead. Come on, West. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Look, I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Man, this shit is too easy. I'm on gold, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 Vij. Hear them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. I'm on my grind, bitch, and work. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'ma back up and I'ma hit his ass with this virus. And I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas we eat. I'm in this bitch with the itis. Say all y'all do the sweet. Day all do the sweet. The nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass obsolete. He ain't one of us, hit the lead. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Look, I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we pace. We form up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead.
One West is too raid, son. That's where I came from. That is my A1s. I'm talking day one. Rest of these niggas out here is just fake, son. Look, you can hate, son. You cannot take, son. I've been in every hood out of my state, son. Out in these streets, I'm steady blazing. Looking to cut a nigga like I'm Jason. I am the one. This is the matrix. Going so hard that they think I'm an agent. Going so hard that they said I'm a mason. These are the facts, though. I'm just amazing. There is no other way that I could save them. I earn my spot, they'll never be vacant. These niggas lazy. They got them blazing. They wanna level these fucking Caucasians. How the fuck we gonna rebuild our nation? You niggas feminine, go get some makeup. Sorry, but my love is only for Jacob. We had some hard days, we learned some hard ways. Always always. Just know that I pray that we get it out the dust. Only thing that I trust, knowing that my niggas gon' bust. That's thumbing up the rush, thinking that you won't get touched. Fuck when my brother get crushed, been through too much. Always come through in the clutch. Nigga just do what it does, fuck you thought shit was. Cause nigga it wasn't. Know that I do this a dozen. Always kept it 100. Niggas know I never stunning. And I keep shit running, even on the days when the pain keep coming, or a nigga fucked up and he feel like numbing. Show goes on, I just keep on drumming my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake, even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith.
Dark days with no night vision, that's why my heart is a cave and there's ice in it. Don't even trust niggas no more, Lord is my witness. Me and these niggas ain't the same, it's a slight difference. Thought a nigga had my back, now it's a knife in it. But now I'm back at the back like it's the ninth inning. Still got the backpack packed in the back of the camp van, taking any given chance to blaze on the white man. Son of Benjamin, born on the right hand, never losing grip, I understand who I am. Met a man to show me the right path, now I'm rooted in the truth, to rule is my plan. And I can never lose sight like an eye exam. Sharp as iron, I was forged by fireman. In the circle of life, how could I tell you, man? I was undesired, had no one, and then I met these men and it changed how I'm living. Their words was convicting, called that a life sentence. Now I need a witness, but no, I'm not Christian. My faith in these scriptures, man, not no religion, man. It's like Tazab, and I'm with my brother Katazab. Man, you niggas too sweet like baklava. Niggas better not make a nigga bring them choppers out. Better pray for your health like the doctors out. Just be faithful, one day you'll be thankful. Wonder why they hateful. Luckily I got angels. I'm so thankful. Yes, I'm so thankful. Used to be ashamed, and even before I changed,
still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake.
This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead.
One West is to raise, son, that's where I came from. That is my A1s, I'm talking day one. Rest of these niggas out here is just fake, son. Look, you can hate, son, you cannot take, son. I've been in every hood out of my state, son. Out in these streets, I'm steady blazing. Looking to cut a nigga like I'm Jason. I am the one, this is the Matrix. Going so hard that they think I'm an agent. Going so hard that they said I'm a Mason. These are the facts, though, I'm just amazing. There is no other way that I could stay them. Iron my spotted, they'll never be vacant. These niggas lazy, they got complacent. They wanna love all these fucking Caucasians. How the fuck we gonna rebuild our nation? You niggas feminine, go get some makeup. Sorry, but my love is only for Jacob. We had some hard days, we learned some hard ways. Always, just know that I pray that we get it out the dust. Only thing that I trust, knowing that my niggas gon' bust. That's thumbing up the rush, thinking that you won't get touched. Fuck when my brother get crushed, been through too much. Always come through in the clutch. Nigga just do what it does, fuck you thought shit was. Cause nigga it wasn't. Know that I do this a dozen. Always kept it 100. Niggas know I never stunning. And I keep shit running, even on the days when the pain keep coming, or a nigga fucked up and he feel like numbing. Show goes on, I just keep on drumming my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake, even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith.
Dark days with no night vision, that's why my heart is a cave and there's ice in it. Don't even trust niggas no more, Lord is my witness. Me and these niggas ain't the same, it's a slight difference. Thought a nigga had my back, now it's a knife in it. But now I'm back at the back like it's the ninth inning. Still got the backpack packed in the back of the camp van, taking any given chance to blaze on the white man. Son of Benjamin, born on the right hand, never losing grip, I understand who I am. Met a man to show me the right path, now I'm rooted in the truth, to rule is my plan. And I can never lose sight like an eye exam. Sharp as iron, I I was forged by fire, man. In the circle of life, how could I tire, man? I was undesired, had no one, and then I met these men and it changed how I'm living. Their words was convicting, called that a life sentence. Now I need a witness, but no, I'm not Christian. My faith in these scriptures, man, not no religion, man. It's like Tazab, and I'm with my brother Katazab. Then you niggas too sweet like baklava. Niggas better not make a nigga bring them choppers out. Better pray for your health like the doctors out. Just be faithful, one day you'll be thankful. Wonder why they hateful. Luckily I got angels. I'm so thankful. Yes, I'm so thankful. Used to be ashamed, and even before I changed,
I still kept my faith, even on the days I wanna break. Saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake, even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith.
Let's clap it up.
All right, Shalom Israel, y'all about some y'all shot thumb to the brothers. Y'all Shamar Latan by some y'all shot to the sisters. It's the ISUPK, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by Commanding General Yohani, coming to you live and in direct effect, No College, Minnesota, Twin Cities. So this is Tuesday Brotherhood class. So we're going to be talking about the prodigal son. We're going to talk about a hole in the Holaba. And we're going to start easing into, we're going to have deeper classes on the history of Hanukkah, the upcoming High Holy Day. But we're going to start easing into that too. Because one of our biggest tools, one of our greatest proven tools to defend, to secure, to protect, to extend this nation is brotherhood.
Right.
And that's something that a lot of people forget about. And not to diminish, circumstances surrounding a lot of our people's deaths that occur out there, as brutish as it is and unnecessary as the treatment was, we find ourselves in surroundings and in situations that we should not have been in the first place.
Right.
So this ain't to put the blame on that brother necessarily, or that sister that got their life taken away from them, and not to throw any salt on an open wound for them parents and for the brothers and the sisters of that individual. But you really got to watch your surroundings, because right. there are a lot of scenarios that could have been avoided had people not been involved with drugs, with criminality, that criminal lifestyle. It takes us off our path where we lose the protection of our power.
Right.
Because now, whether you know it or not, like if you in a gang or something like that, you serving another power.
Right.
That's completely, like, I don't care if you go to church. I don't care if you're in a mosque. I don't care if you got, I saw it, man. I don't know what y'all think, Slocky, kind of segue real quick. I don't know what y'all think fringes are meant to be on. For some of you dudes on Clubhouse though, it's not meant to be on like the bottom cuff of your pant leg.
Right.
Like at that bottom on him. That ain't it, bro. That ain't it, man. So it don't matter. It don't matter what you're doing with your physical appearance on the outside looking in if you're serving sin, if you're serving idolatry, that's going to keep you outside of the Lord's like protective gates.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be real careful about the company that you keep,
right? Because
you're gonna end up aligning yourself with that, because they might that person that you keep company with might have a problem with somebody. That person ain't gonna care what your stance is. They ain't gonna care if you're a schoolboy. They don't care if you're you going to college to become a doctor or whatever the hell.
Right.
They're gonna shoot you too.
Right.
Like it's on site with people nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't care. They don't care if they hit their target. They just want to kill somebody. And it can be just that random, man. Just going to the store, thinking God damn, they showed this one video of this transgender alternative lifestyle individual walking into a gas station with a full-on axe, not a hatchet, an axe, cracking 2 people. One dude right in the face. Slapped him right in the face. Damn, where was it? I want to say Dallas. I want to say in Texas this happened.
This is recent?
This was pretty recent, I think.
What, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram?
So they had it. You can find the video on YouTube. You can find the video on YouTube.
Good. All right.
But and I'm only bringing this example up. Like, you could be going to the gas station and grab anything, gas, snacks, whatever. Just don't be surprised if you go into that gas station for a pack of cigarettes or for some blunt wraps that somebody's gonna walk in there with a goddamn axe, a tranny nonetheless, with a damn axe and clap you in the face with it.
Right.
Things like that happen.
Right.
That's judgment from the Lord.
That's right.
And it's messed up. And like, I know people are like gonna take that sentence, be like, well, God, like, why would God do that? Why would you sin against him?
Right.
Like, you need to ask yourself that first. There were so many times back in the world, I'm sitting there like just lucky to make it home from the gas station.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After some of the things that I've done. So yeah, don't be surprised is the moral of that story.
So, like, if I may,
Kind of go.
it was a like, you remember that Buffalo shooting that happened?
Yeah.
With that devil?
Yeah.
And he made that what is it, like an 80-page manifesto?
Yep.
So after that situation happened, the 12-year-old had went into a gas station with a gun, and he's robbing the joint, and the sister, I believe it was the sister behind the cash register. She kind of looking like, are you serious? And you can't hear no audio, but the interaction, like, she's not reacting as if he's a threat, because he's like a 10, 12-year-old little boy. So he shoots the gun in the ceiling, and so the people behind him are slowly moving out the way and trying to get out the door. So she hurry up and open up the cash register and gives him the money, and he walks out like it was nothing. And I'm just like, good night. Like, I mean, like you said, imagine that you go into a store and you don't know what's going down. Like, you could be there at the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, it can happen so quick.
It can happen so quick.
And that's relative. Oh, damn, I wanted to keep that one open. Shucks.
It's like, I got to give you another one.
Okay.
So like, just recently, last month, this black sister, she mentioned how she works at Walmart, and she was in the break room, and she was talking to a coworker, or no, a manager or something like that. After she got done talking to the manager, a manager or supervisor out of nowhere just opened fire in the break room. Yes, opened fire in the break room, killed like 5 or 6 people, but thankfully she didn't get hit. But I don't think she was a target, but at the same time, she could have been a target because bullets ain't got no names
at all.
You feel me? But like she said that they literally just had a conversation, and then after that conversation, just in the break room out of nowhere, just started shooting fire. And I'm just like, damn, at the wall, a manager, a supervisor, like, ain't nobody safe at this point.
And collateral damage is a real thing. Like, you may, like, I don't want to say, you may not be the intended target.
Yeah.
Get hit with a straight.
Yeah.
At that point, that person is not gonna care who gets shot.
That's right.
Except for that dude in Buffalo.
Right.
I mean, he was purposefully targeting blacks.
Right.
Purposefully. He came up on a white boy that was sitting there sobbing and crying. He was like, damn, I'm sorry for scaring you. Like, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't want you to feel threatened. I'm not here for you. Aisle 2 is open. You can go check out. You know what I'm saying? And damn, when was it? Earlier in the 2000s in Texas, there was another situation like that too, where some redneck targeting Hispanics.
Yeah.
Went into a Walmart again.
Yeah.
Was targeting them. So I mean, the things that we're saying aren't made up.
Right.
This happens. It is a daily occurrence.
Right.
And just because, all right, so today's Monday, just because it didn't happen on Sunday, don't mean that it doesn't take place. Right. It don't need to make the news for it to actually happen. That's that whole, if a tree falls in the forest and it don't make it, and nobody's around to see or hear it, doesn't make a sound. Yes, it does make a sound.
Right.
There was just no cameras or witnesses.
Right. That's right.
It still happened.
Right.
So I mean, like, I just don't want people to be so naive to think that the instances that we bring up are exactly isolated, just a one-off.
Right.
Because they've been doing this for hundreds of years.
Right.
Thousand Oaks, that happened.
Right.
Trail of Tears, that took place. You can't erase the history just because y'all ashamed of it now.
Right.
Like, man up. Own up to it. Your forefathers killed millions of people to get this kingdom.
Right.
You know, rally up. That should make you, like, proud, right? White power. Rally up behind that. That's why you got your Christmases and Thanksgivings and Independence Days. That's why you got this kingdom. Your forefathers worked blood to get this. You know, be proud of that.
Right.
Just you know what I'm saying? Just live that. We'll be okay. And don't worry about the rest of it, because we're gonna take care of it from here on out. You ain't gotta, don't nobody gotta sit there and battle about what passage is this, what this means in the scriptures, the historical accuracy of Yahweh Shai or whatnot. Ain't nobody else gotta worry about that. We got it from here, man. We got it from here. Y'all just continue celebrating your Independence Days, your Memorial Days, your Veteran Days, all that. We got it. We got it. Kick back, relax, and we'll take it from here. We'll take it from here. And this is, you know, this is why we need to be separate from all these other nations. They're not going to protect you. They have no vested interest in your safety. They capitalize off of your destruction. They make money off of us being criminals and drug dealers and drug addicts and homicide victims. They've got a whole infrastructure built up around them. If we were not criminals, say it was just them being the criminals, this economy would fall. They would not be able to maintain that lifestyle that they got if we kept our laws, which also subsequently means their laws too, because their laws are, I mean, you don't necessarily need the laws of the Bible to have a moral compass in a sense, because every culture, you know, they how would I say this? They had they disliked murder. There were still murderers. They disliked it though. I mean, you can't murder their son, but like, shit, who cares about yours? I mean, because you got someone that practiced cannibalism. How do you think they got their dinner plate? You know, they had to put somebody on the menu. But these laws that everybody on earth is gonna have to keep at some point, like this is gonna come into full effect, and ain't nobody gonna be able to run from it. You ain't gonna be allowed to murder without consequence. Direct and exact judgment from the Lord. Same thing with thievery. Same thing with adultery. Same thing with even like the mercantile laws that we have about, like, you know, like not mixing fabrics. You can't tell somebody that this is silk when it's really polyester, right, and get away with that. Right. And you're gonna see the change in the quality of life across the board, not just for Israel, but those people that have had their boot on our neck, that are so afraid of the repercussions of their actions, which is why they got the Space Force, or is it Space Force? X-Force? X-Men? X-Factors? What are they doing? Space Force? Okay. Some comic book kind of name. Air Force. Air Force? No, because that's already military. It's space. Is it? Space Force. Air Force. All right, Predator versus Aliens. Yeah. Like they gearing up to try to fight God. Right. They gearing up for that. Same thing that happened with Babylon. That's why this is spiritual Babylon. Right. Because they in spirit they're doing the exact same thing. Babylon tried to build a tower to the heavens to try to contest the Most High. Now we all know that that's a silly, stupid thought, that you're never gonna be able to build a tower that big. But they gave it a hell of a go. They brought all the nations together, just like America trying to bring all the nations together. You got the United Nations. You got every every race and ethnic group of people in the United States military, and they all gearing up to contest the Most High. And what did the Most High do? He destroyed that kingdom. What is the Most High going to do? He's going to destroy this kingdom. So now we need to keep these laws to keep under that protection. This is our culture that we're gambling away with. It's not just, do what you're told. Like, this is what makes us us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want to throw that away for some fentanyl laced weed that's putting your kids in the hospital? For some fentanyl laced Halloween candy that's putting your kids in the hospital?
Right.
For strip clubs that's putting your kids in the hospital? You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. Like, what y'all would rather risk to enjoy versus the kingdom? I don't know about y'all, man. I want to see my people out the ghetto. I want to see my brothers and sisters out them cages on the border, out the prison systems all across America.
That's right.
I'd rather see that than, some more money in my bank.
Right.
I ain't mad at money. Nigga, send your money. Cash App, UPK, Minnesota. I mean, yeah, right. Send your money. Pay your tithes, absolutely.
That's right.
But I want to see my people free of this. This is why Zephaniah 2:1, man. It's so important to come back to our culture, our roots as a people, so that we ain't got to be partakers of their sins. We're going to get into that scripture too, man. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, man. Verse 2, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a shaft, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, before it's too late, before it's too late. Like that's what got everybody all bugged out with that 2,000 year prophecy, that year 2000, I should say, prophecy. Because they thought that, again, that was going to be the end of days. That was like the end times. It was about to crack off. So now everybody tried to flock back home. And then the Lord pushed that day back. And everybody's looking at themselves like, well, all right, go back to do drugs. Nobody, like barely anybody stayed after that. They just wanted to be saved. That's the only time that they're going to serve the Lord, when they think imminent danger is about to happen, or if they see some grandiose sign in the skies that lets them know that God is real. This is I don't want to paraphrase it necessarily for this point, but this is the patience and the faith of the saints. Like we don't do this for no reason. We're not going to celebrate Hanukkah for no reason. That is a historically marked event. That's part of our heritage, part of our culture. And we ain't gotta brand this shit with glitter and gold that they gotta do Christmas and New Year's and birthdays and make everybody. I just saw this sister, I don't want to say it. I kind of felt bad for her, just because she don't know. She don't know what she's crying over. How insignificant of an issue it is that she's sitting crying, but she's on the bus crying about, I don't know who the hell she was talking. I don't know if she was making a TikTok or video or something like that, talking to one of her homegirls or something.
Somewhere in Minnesota.
Kind of, yeah, just on my way here today.
I saw some crazy shit on my way today.
Yeah, man. This sister, she's sitting there crying on the phone, talking about, like, I don't know why this man, spent all that money knowing that his daughter's out here and she can have no Christmas now. She ain't gonna have no Christmas. And like, I wanted to throw a flyer at her, like, goddamn, like, just I'm tired of hearing about Christmas. So like, it's fake. It's a fake, made up Hallmark, Walmart holiday, dollar store holiday.
Yeah, it's so much evil and pedophilia.
So much
behind it. You feel me? Like, so much.
And like that sister stressing over money, like them $100, like. Yeah, for real. You need that more.
Yeah.
And make sure your bus pass is good.
Man.
Your daughter will be okay. Your daughter's gonna be just fine knowing. That there ain't gonna be some fat white dude about to break in your house. that's never even going to take place. But that's a story that we teach these kids. She'll be fine. They're going to be okay without that. They're going to be okay without pretending that bunnies lay eggs. They're going to be okay. They're going to be better off.
Right.
Living in reality.
That's right.
And this sister's stressed out over this, man. And now her and that man, they about to go to war. They about to go to war. I don't know what that brother spent that money on. I didn't hear that part of the conversation, but she was saying it publicly enough.
Yeah.
Very, very, and that's another thing y'all got to stop doing, man. Stop making a public display of your private life.
Right.
And then sure as hell, don't get mad when you in public trying to present something private in public, and then somebody in public gets in your private business.
Right.
Just shut up. Keep it to yourself.
That's right.
Keep it to yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. Before it gets too bad, come on back home, man. Get in the class. We're all over the United States. We're in Canada. We're in South America, Central America. We're in the UK. It won't be hard to find us. I believe the website is down right now. I don't even think you can get to the Tides page.
There should be one in our group chat.
So like I said again.
In our group chats and then link.
Okay. Oh yeah. I saw that. Yeah. So for the Tides, so there's still a link for that. But like even looking at this right now, under the normal settings that you would go to isupk.com or isupk.org, it's still under construction, data error, but again, all of the schools, all the different branches of this body, it's not hard to find. We make it pretty easy. You're gonna see them brothers with them headpieces, with them fringes, with them covers, with them Hebrew Academy covers. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't be hard to find us. We don't wear purple. We don't wear teal. We're not wearing red and white. We look like Shabbat. We look like I don't want Shabbat. Shout out, I don't want Shabbat for bringing that out, man.
That's right.
I ain't got no iPhone, otherwise I'd try. But
right.
No, that look good. That look good. But yes, man, gather together. Yeah, gather together, whole nation, not desire, because they don't care about you. They don't care about you so much. They celebrate Thanksgiving right in your face.
Right.
In your face, they celebrate Thanksgiving. And in your face, they're gonna man. Do you know how many hours of overtime y'all are gonna work for Christmas? Do you have any idea? And you're gonna flush all that money down the drain. For what? To propagate a lie? Like, we know it's garbage. We know it's fake.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't got nothing to do with Jesus Christ at all. They just slapped his name on it. That's not clout chasing, but you riding the coattail, man. You riding that way. You threw his name on it to try to gain some credibility to celebrate a holiday that you're about to serve over like billions and trillions of dollars to somebody else. You're about to send somebody else kids like they're gonna feed their retirement pension off of you. You're gonna send their kids to college, like nice Ivy League schools. You're gonna pay their rent. You're gonna fund their prison systems. Do you know how many drugs y'all are gonna buy? You know how many drug dealers y'all about to make rich? Just on Christmas? You already did it for them on Thanksgiving. You did it for them again on Halloween. You're gonna do it again New Year's. Just wait till Valentine's Day. Not only do you gotta have that teddy bear and that chocolate and them hearts, you gotta have some cocaine and some weed too, man. You're wasting your talents. All that effort, all that energy that you're gonna put into that slavery to give away to somebody else, you could be reserving for your people, but no, we're not a good enough reason, I guess. That this isn't worth it to you. Okay. Just don't be surprised when you get left behind.
Right.
Because you're acting like that selfish bastard that we buy. All right, so get into this. The prodigal son. Well, first I'm gonna talk about a hole in the whole book, because that's gonna be one of the emphasizing points on why the prodigal son, the parable of the prodigal son is so important. We tricked off our inheritance. our culture, our heritage, the gifts, this promise, this covenant that we were given by the Most High. We tricked it off for somebody else's lifestyle. So if you go to Ezekiel chapter 23, starting at verse 1, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, now this is again the visions that Ezekiel was getting. In this time, damn select, this was Assyrian.
As far as Ezekiel, right?
Yeah, the Assyrian captivity.
With the Hosea?
Yeah. Like during his time, during his era.
No, because you got to understand that Ezekiel and Jeremiah were in the same captivity areas of Babylonia.
All right, so all right, kind of what.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about again a similar time to what we're facing right now. There ain't nothing new under the sun. You can completely mirror the history of the Bible, the records in these scriptures to what we're facing today. There's an absolute correlation. You can't get around that, man. It's if you know how to read the Bible, if you got taught properly. Just some people's problems is you taught yourself. You ever seen somebody that, well, I don't want to say that, but that's not a wise move. Not with this. You can do that with damn near anything else. You can teach yourself how to play basketball. You can teach yourself how to play the piano. You can teach yourself origami, how to cook, what have you. You can't teach yourself the Bible.
That's right.
That's not what this is.
That's right.
Because even in the Bible it says you need a teacher. Before you teach, you must first need to be taught. It says that in the scriptures. So how the hell you gonna walk around saying that? Well, God taught me. God taught me. Nigga, that means you taught yourself.
Right.
This thing don't work like that. And you a damn liar.
That's right.
The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, verse 2, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother. So now this is describing two women that were the product of one mother. This is all metaphorical speaking. It's all metaphorical speaking. The Lord is a man of war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Israel, we are men. We are Israel, Yasha Allah, we are the prince of the power.
Mm-hmm.
We are not women. We are not daughters. But it's using this example as just again a metaphor to just to paint the picture. It's not that big a deal either. So the two women, these are the two. This is when the kingdom split. So you had Judah and you had Ephraim, coming from that one mother that was Israel. That the original nation, our original progenitor, and then split off, end up having two nations out of that. So it's describing it as two women, the daughters of one mother. Verse 3, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed. And there they bruised the teats of their virginity. So now this is kind of describing more or less I guess the learning curve. No, not the learning curve. Kind of learning the hard way. The trials and tribulations that we had went through, disobeying the Lord.
Right.
So in our whoredoms in Egypt, in our youth. So again, when we were still a young nation, not very tethered together yet. Because you even had that time when all the brothers stood against Joseph and sold him to Egypt, sold him to Matazari. Well, can't say Matazari necessarily, but he sold him to some Egyptians.
Right.
We were not that bound together as such to find that kind of family sense. In some situations we did, because of the sister Diana who got raped by that Hamite. You had two of them brothers. Was it Simeon and Reuben? No. Levi. Was it Levi? Simeon and Levi? Because Dominican Republic and Haitians. And this should tell you something about y'all.
Yeah, Levi.
All right, so Simeon and Levi, they banded together against their father's wishes and went and destroyed this whole nation, or this whole tribe, this whole group of people. this whole Hamitic little family.
Men of Shishim.
Chishim. Chishim. I think that's how it's pronounced. I was thinking about that the other day. You had Ham and his sons. You had Canaan, Matazarium, Cush, and then
Right.
I think that's how you pronounce it. It'll work. But so we were committing whoredoms in this nation, in our youth, and we got jammed up. We took a couple L's, and talking about their breasts were pressed, and they bruised the teeth of their virginity. So I mean, we got used and abused, more or less, by following into all those other nations' customs. And all right, so whoring yourself out, I mean, you're offering yourself up. So everything, all the good stuff that came with us, we gave to them, and they bled us dry. Verse 4, and the names of them were Aholah the elder. So that was the northern kingdom. The northern kingdom had broke off first. And Aholibah, her sister, so that was the southern kingdom. So now those kingdoms were also, per context, Israel and Judah. So you had the northern kingdom, Israel, you had the southern kingdom, Judah. The northern kingdom was also sometimes referred to as the kingdom of Ephraim, because he was the chief tribe of the northern kingdom. And then you had Judah being the chief tribe of the southern kingdom, which inhabited Judah, Benjamin, and half of Levi. The other half of Levi was with the northern kingdom, and then you had the other 9 tribes plus the half tribe of Levi over there. And they bear sons and daughters. And Aholibah her sister, and they were mine. We were the Lord's. We were the Most High's. And they bear sons and daughters.
Right.
So now you got to look at the offshoots of our kingdom. So I mean, today you would express that as Mexicans and Guatemalans and Cubans and Negroes and West Indians, Caribbean Islanders, Arawak Indians, North Native American Indians, Seminole Indians. Those are kind of like the offshoots of who we are today, because again we lost our culture, we lost our identity. Thus were their names: Samaria is Aholah, and Jerusalem Aholibah. So in describing that split, so splitting off into kind of covering ourselves with the customs of Samaria. And at one time, Aholah had still stayed at home. So you had one that left off. You had one that had already left off. That's why it's described as Samaria. You had one that stayed at home, which is described as Jerusalem.
Right.
Verse 5, and Aholah played the harlot when she was mine. So now again, Aholah, aka Samaria, had played the harlot when she was mine. So when we were under the Lord's protection, we were still, as a kingdom, as a people, there was a split in the kingdom. So there was a split in the kingdom. And because of that split, our forefathers did not keep the faith, and they broke off because they were mad about that. It was off King Solomon, actually. Right, King Solomon, after his exploiters with his strange wives. The northern kingdom that wasn't described as the northern kingdom at that time, but these brothers had took aught with that, and instead of trying to take it to council, more or less, they just said, nah, we're done with this. So they broke off. And she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors. So we left from home, and we started mixing with the other established kingdoms. We didn't just go build our own. We mixed in with other nations.
Right.
Verse 6, which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. So again, this is showing our attraction to their way of life, their flashy cars, their big palaces, and their chariots and their horses, and their style of dress and their style of talk and their food and their entertainment and this, that, and the third. Verse 7, thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, which just means, again, kind of their higher ranking, like celebrity status kind of guys. Which again, if you look at it again, it's the same thing that we do today. It's the same thing that we do today. We gotta we can't rely on another nation to fix the problems in our community.
Right.
And too many of us are looking for celebrities to get us out of this hellhole. They already made their path. They already chose their side. They're not gonna get you out of the ghetto. They got themselves out of the ghetto. That was their only goal.
Right.
That was it. Deion Sanders, for example, that like that man. He's still a brother. Lord be with him and his family, but he made a very unwise and selfish choice with his allegiance. He chose money over his people.
Right.
The dollars that he was getting paid, they were bringing this out in the scripture breakdown yesterday.
That's right.
The dollars that he was getting paid. All right, so they were looking at the top paying high school coaches or college coaches.
HBCU.
Were like $75,000.
Right. That's as far as HBCUs.
But
as far as PWI, which is a white HBCU or whatever, 100,000.
So between $75,000 and $100,000 he could have been making. That's a lot of damn money.
Right.
I don't know what the hell the complaint is. Like, I'd have taken that job. Yeah. I'd have taken that job, man. But then he got his feelings hurt because somebody stole from him, which that's it's an offensible crime.
Right.
It's like, I understand why dudes get touchy about that.
Right.
But that's, I mean, how would I say it? The UPK gets robbed every day. And we still don't turn our back on our people.
That's right.
The Lord gets robbed every day. But he still did not forget about us. That man got robbed of some material possessions and he dipped. He skedaddled out of there because he got jacked. All right. From a carnal mind, like, I get it. You got to keep it real. Can't nobody, play you like that, and then you're just gonna stick around. Like Deion Sanders ain't a sucker. He's a Hall of Fame NFL, champ. He ain't no punk. Can't do him like that. They did him like that though. They did him like that, and then he dipped on his people, man. You can't rely on them to get us out of this captivity, to get us out of this condition, to get us out of this mindset. You can't rely on them. I don't care how motivational their videos are. Will Smith, I've seen a couple very, very, very motivational and powerful speeches that he done. Motivational talks that he had. Very powerful, very, very inspiring words. Don't mean jack. Don't mean nothing. It ain't gonna get you, like, he ain't gonna do nothing for you. The truth will guide you. The truth will actually help dig you out of that pit of despair, out of that depression. Motivational words by celebrities that you're never going to meet in your life ain't going to do that for you. Listen, bro, you can meet Commanding General Yahan. You can meet General Muhammad. Y'all hate him. We love him for it. Y'all can meet him, though. You can meet Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazak.
Right.
Brothers that have put a shining light on Israel. Y'all want to talk about a light to the Gentiles? That's the UPK. That because what's that light going to do? It's going to shine. It's going to shine down. It's going to draw the attention up. The UPK is that light to them Gentiles.
Right.
We are going to rebuild this nation in the proper way, in the responsible way that it needs to go.
Right.
In the cultural way that it's supposed to go. The prescribed way that it needs to be led. Not by wearing fringes in your pajamas. That's not gonna get the kingdom. Salakia ain't gonna do it, and it don't look cool. Verse 9. Verse 9. Nope, Salakia. Verse 8. Neither left she her whoredoms. So now this is the other part too that people don't that might not click for a lot of verse 8. Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt, for in her youth she lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity and poured their whoredom upon her. So again, we getting bled dry of our culture, of our language, of our customs, of our identity. And we just giving it all up to somebody else, making them powerful, making them rich and famous. Verse 9. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, and to the hand of the Assyrians, upon whom she doted. So now again, that protection was lifted off of us. And because these type of people commit crimes like that, they were able to get their hands on us. Because we left our protection. Like you left your gun at home, that's why you got robbed. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Something to that effect. Verse 10. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters. So they had seen your weaknesses, they seen your vulnerabilities, and they exploited it. And they exposed you, and they put you to task. And every chance that you had, all right, so like if you look at the slave trade in the modern times, you know, when that woman would have a child, that child gets snatched up from them. The families were broken apart. Very rarely would you see families still held together. They would keep them, you know, some of the mating couples together so they can just continue to produce kids. So that they can continue to get sold off and shipped off over here and there. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters and slew her with the sword. So like they take your children from you. They kill the parents. They ship the children off. So like almost to the point where like them kids maybe never thought that they ever had a mom and dad. They just thought they grew out of like a potato patch or something, Cabbage Patch babies. Hell, that may have been where the concept come from. I mean, that's a reach on my part. That's just personal hypothesis, real quick. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But slew with the sword. So now again, they're just cutting off like our informational head. So again, that's why Puerto Ricans don't identify with Israel. They identify with Spain. Same thing with a lot of Mexicans. That's why a lot of Native American Indians, they still you know, worshiping totem poles and you know, the earth and eagles and bulls and things like that. That's why Negroes still trying to give some type of reverence to Mama Africa, as Jesse Lee would say. That dude's so damn. That brother. But so it's cutting off like our origin. It's cutting off our source, our home. And now we're left as niggas, spics, and savages. That's our identity today. And she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her. Who's more historically known outside of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians for being treated so cruelly? For having given themselves over to another nation, right? Being exploited by another nation, by another group of people, and got made that like fame. Like, dude, China knows about what happened to North Native American Indians. Russians know about that slave trade. I mean, a lot of them had a hand in it anyway, but they know our story. They heard about this. It is worldwide. It is world renowned. It is very prolific. That's one aspect of the scriptures and prophecies that a lot of, especially Edomites, don't get. They don't want to admit to this type of stuff because it's it doesn't. Well, it doesn't include them, but it completely negates their sense of intelligence. So they always want to try to say, well, everybody went into slavery. Right. Everybody went into slavery. The Chinese went into slavery. What happened with the Irish? Who cares? This did not happen to them. And it was nowhere near as famous because when they went back home, they still knew that they were Irish. When them Chinese, after they got them building the railroad, they got Chinatown, and they still knew that they were Chinese. They still knew it was the year of the monkey. You know, it didn't change their culture or their customs. The Irish were still eating potatoes afterwards. You know what I'm saying? It didn't change the people. This changed us. This oppression, these slaveries, our devotion to other nations. Where's the one again? And they bruised the breast of her virginity and poured the whoredom upon her, man. Again, we emptied out. We emptied ourselves out, man. And they bled us dry. Verse 11, and her sister Aholibah saw this. So now you got the other sister that stayed home. You got the other sister that stayed home, and she saw this, and she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she, and in her whoredoms more than her sister in her whoredoms, because she saw what happened. She witnessed it firsthand, without having to experience it. She witnessed it.
Right.
But then she became a hoe too. She tricked off too. That's what's going to lead us into the story of the prodigal son. She doted, verse 12. She doted upon the Assyrians, her neighbors, captains, and rulers, clothed most gloriously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. Then I saw that she was defiled. Verse 13. Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one way. So again, now both of them got corrupted. Both of them pretty much in the same boat at this point. And they took both one way. Verse 14, and that she increased her whoredoms. For when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads, all of them princes to look to, after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them and sent messengers unto them into Chaldea. Sold out. Flat out sold out, man. After you saw what just happened. You saw what just happened to you people, to your sister, and you did the same thing, thinking that, all right, so the kingdom split. We ain't got that same foothold that we did under King David and King Solomon. Because King Solomon made a mistake. He fell away.
Right.
So now everybody went, whoops, like what do we do now? You know, everything it messed up everybody's head. It got scrambled. Didn't nobody want to stick together. Despite what King Solomon did. You should have stuck together as a people. That's the whole moral of this story. That's what would have prevented Aholah and Aholibah. You still would have just had Israel. It still just would have been Israel. Now it got split off into two different kingdoms because that lack of brotherhood right there. That lack of brotherhood split the kingdom. Now, Solomon was wrong for what he did. Absolutely. That was a transgression against the Most High. That was a transgression against his people, against his culture. Because we're not supposed to intermarry with other races. You can intermarry with the 12 tribes all you want. They can go get them. Go get them. We hire them. Come on. It's all right. But that lack of brotherhood split the kingdom. Right. It split the nation in half. Well, not even in half, but it split the nation up. And it caused division between us. So now we're sitting there looking at all these other kingdoms that are excelling and rising up in fame and power because our kingdom fell. They knew their place under King David and under King Solomon. They knew their place.
That's right.
They were under their, like the rank order type shit. Like if you want to look at it like that, King Solomon, like at that time, King Solomon, everybody else was underneath that.
Right.
There was no greater king on earth than King Solomon.
That's right.
Could nobody challenge him? Could nobody mess with him? But like it says in the scripture too, about that woman, man, you got to be careful about the women. Be wise on that woman that you chose, man.
That's right.
Be very wise. Seek counsel. Seek counsel. So now, they're witnessing after, and this is the messed up part. This is why her whoredoms were so much worse. This is why the Southern Kingdom got it so much worse at the end, because they saw what we had done, knew that it was a transgression, and then did it anyway. Just because, again, our kingdom was split. So that's why that's why it got so bad for Judah, Benjamin, and Levi.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, like it still got bad for Ephraim and Manasseh, Naphtali, and all the way on down. But it got worse for Judah and them, because they saw what the northern kingdom did, and then they still went off the rails. They still broke the faith, because they were staying in Jerusalem first. Again, remember at the beginning of the story, it said that one sister was still in Jerusalem, so she was still home. She had that advantage of still being home, so she was keeping the faith, staying at home, being a good daughter, following the rules. But then she decided to run away from home and break loose. And again, they needed some life experience, I guess. Well, we saw how that turned out.
Right.
And that's why it's so important to again, Zephaniah 2:1, to come back together as a people, so that we can inspire. Okay.
No, everything that you're saying is such, very heavy points. Because I get where you're coming from, where you're trying to stretch it out, trying to elaborate, so that people can really understand how serious this is. Now, as far as the example of these two sisters who decided to whore themselves out with the enemy, all right, which are the other nations, the Assyrians, so to speak. So it's no different than these sisters being black people going to chase after a white man's, paycheck book.
Yeah.
Try to, have a sugar daddy. Just trying to go to him for resources and end up getting burnt in the process, if that makes sense, right? In the sense of a metaphor. Now the thing is, one sister lost her life because she decided to go against the Most High and do some evil wickedness with another people. I'm not saying that you should do any wickedness or evil with anybody, but the fact that you decided to go against what the Most High said and she went with somebody else, that was the issue. She trusted in somebody that should never have been trusted. If she knew who her oppressor was, she never would have been near the oppressor in the first place. Now, once one sister died, the other sister took it upon herself to do more evil. And let me tell you where that comes from. Everybody has to understand, every death has a purpose to it. Everything that happens around you, it speaks. When you don't think that, it speaks. All right? If you see somebody that dies from drugs, the message, the voice from that is, don't do drugs. If you see this sister who has decided to be an escort for, all these horny older white men, all these sugar daddies and sugar mamas, right?
Mm-hmm.
They most likely are going to lose their life if they meet the wrong devil. Like, come on, man. Like, whatever you do when it comes to going against the Lord, you're going to lose your life. And that's the purpose. That's the point of it that you have to understand. Also, too, when you are a drug dealer and you see your boys get killed or they locked up, should you do that as well? Should you continue to sell drugs and just kill people and just kill your own community? No, because what's going to happen? You are going to end up like your homeboy,
right?
Your day one,
right?
Either you are going to be dead or in jail. That's the reality of it.
Niggas ride or die, right?
Right, but ain't no such thing as you being a better drug dealer.
Right.
The best drug dealer right now is our oppressor.
That's right.
You can't be better than him.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And who teaches you how to sell drugs? our oppressor.
That's right.
You can't top what he's doing. That's why you end up in jail or dead. Now, let's say that a cop or a police officer, or undercover cop or whatever, they don't pull the trigger, but they got somebody else to pull the trigger on you. They're still a byproduct. They are the ones who call the shots. That's why you end up in jail or you end up dead. That's how it goes. So long story short, don't think that you can hoard better than somebody else. Don't think that you can sell drugs better than somebody else. You can hustle the wrong way better than somebody else. Don't think that you can sin better than somebody else, because at the end, it's always going to end up you being in dead or in jail. It's always going to be bad on both sides. It's never going to be good. It's never going to be a good outcome. You know what I mean? You can't sin. You can't out sin somebody.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Sin is sin. There's no sin greater than the other. That's what James said. If you break one, you break them all. So anyway, so that was that.
Nah, that's a heavy point too. Yeah, clap it up. That's a heavy point too, because that's exactly what a Holiba thought she was gonna do. Like I can kick it with them in a cleaner way. I can kick it with them without being as nasty as my sister was.
Right.
And like she thought she was gonna do it in a better way. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they thought that it was gonna be that they were smarter, that they were craftier, and they found a new way to approach it. Now the result was worse for them. We're just gonna skip down to the end of Ezekiel 23. If you go through the middle of it, from what we just read, I think we stopped at like 18, 19. We're at 40 in the 40s right now. If you read through the rest of it, again, it's gonna provide you more and more examples of the manipulation of us exposing ourselves, us taking up the different customs, and being treated like dirt as a result of this choice of action. So we got treated like, so we thought that they was gonna love us.
Right.
We thought America was gonna love us if we just stood for the Pledge of Allegiance. If we just celebrated Easter, we thought America and the Christian church, we thought Master was gonna love us if we just followed suit. If we was just some good house Negroes, we thought they was gonna love us. They hated us. They hate you. They took everything from you, and you still think that, all right, every vote counts, every vote matters. We're so stupid.
Right.
We're so dumb. Now notice, we're not just gonna make a difference like, well, y'all so dumb and we're the smartest. We the same people. We ain't gonna leave y'all in that pit by yourself.
Right.
As a people, we were so dumb. There was a time when I voted for Obama. When that first happened, before I came to the truth, I voted for Obama. I thought he was gonna do something. I believe that message.
You know what? I wasn't old enough, but eventually I voted for him too.
Right.
I'm like, that's my brother.
Right. I thought we was gonna get it.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah.
Literally, what happened? Look at the history. Look at the track record. What took place? A homosexuality took place. Abundantly.
You know what? Also happened that shaped my mind to really understand what was really going on in the world. All right, so like in 9th grade, George Floyd had got killed.
Okay.
So I'm 14.
In 9th grade, George Floyd?
No, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, like,
no,
damn.
I'm sorry.
I know he was young, but
no, so like Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin.
It's so many brothers like that.
Too many, man. It's
yeah. So at the time I was 14 in 9th grade, and the brother Trayvon Martin had passed away. And remind you, I'm the only Negro in this history class. I'm the only Negro in history class, and we had current events. We used to watch clips, all that. So it was very uncomfortable.
I can imagine.
You know what I mean? And then all the discussions of these devils, they're just trying to chime in. Some are feeling sorrowful, but it's just the whiteness of what they're saying. They don't realize how passive aggressive racism, that all the shit that they're saying. But I remember that time and just hearing how politicians and President Obama at the time, how they were speaking about the whole incident, and it was just. It seemed like they brushed it off. They didn't give a damn.
Right.
And I'm just like, damn, like I'm like, am I the only one seeing this? And then lo and behold, 2 years later, as a junior, I found out about the UPK. And then I saw Commander Gianna just kept talking about Obama, and it brought me back to 9th grade. And I'm just like, so that's what I was thinking. That's what I was feeling. Because it was just uncomfortable, like something seemed right about that. And I'm just like, and then when he proved that Africans are not blacks and blacks are not Africans, that I said, I'm coming in. I'm going to be a student through all that, because I'm like, wow, just that's what I was missing. I was trying to connect the dots because I was kind of confused, like okay, now that we got a black president, why is this and that happening? The whole time he was never for us to begin with, because he was not our people. You know what I mean? And then after Trayvon Martin, that really just, opened up the floodgates for more black and Hispanic people to be killed. Till this day. And that was that. But go ahead. No,
so that's a great point. Again, on it, like the truth is being revealed.
Yeah.
We're seeing this come to a head. We're seeing that with that bubble forming, like it's about to pop.
Right.
And how would I say this the nice way? Again, our dumbasses had to go through we had to go through Washington and Lincoln and Jackson and Jefferson and Kennedy's and the Bush families and Reagan and Nixon and Obama and Trump and Biden just to finally see what's happening.
Right.
Like, did you really need to see and hear? Like, he was on video. Like, it wasn't just an audio. Something of mine. It wasn't just an audio thing that was playing. It was on video. Did you really need to see Biden compare our black babies to cockroaches to see that they don't care about us?
Man, that was a terrible thing.
And he just said it. He just out there and said it.
Didn't he chuckle a little bit?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
and then he tried to cover it up. He's like, oh, like he stutter fucked and then kind of backtracked a little bit. Select. But
that was crazy.
Did you need to see that in order to understand that they don't care about you?
The silence was crazy, man.
Yeah, it got awkward. It got awkward.
It got awkward and racist real
quick.
Yeah,
but that's just him being him.
Yeah.
That's them being them.
Yeah.
This is their kingdom. He was just speaking freely.
Yeah.
Damn, who was it? Kelly Osbourne on The View. He had Rosie Perez. He had a couple other sisters on there. And this dumb woman. What'd she say? She said, what, Donald Trump? If you kick all the Mexicans out, and I'm paraphrasing, who's gonna clean your toilets? Mm-hmm. The sister looking at her like, what? Now Rosie Perez, like, she ain't in the truth. Cool actress and all that, but she wasn't in no position to try to contest that. She showed her uncomfortability with it, and then again it got awkward on set, and then everybody's like, oh, that's not what I meant. I would never say that. No, she spoke her mind. She was just being her. She was living her truth.
Right.
You can't get mad at that.
Right. That demon found.
Yeah. It just came out into the public, into the open. And now Rosie Perez, you saw that. Maybe at one time you had a good opinion about it. You liked it. Y'all went to brunches and after The View or something like that, y'all went out to dinner and cocktails and day and stuff. Now you can find out how she really feels about our people.
Right.
About your own people. And I mean you were upset about it. I don't remember her ever having to make an apology.
Well,
she said sorry, I think.
I mean, yeah.
Did she really?
Sorry.
Kind of half-ass sorry. They didn't make her pay $500,000 to the Hispanic fund or something like that, right? No, they didn't do that.
Right.
They didn't make her denounce Donald Trump.
Right.
Or toilets.
Right.
because she's got Mexican servants cleaning her fucking house too.
Yeah.
So like again, damn. So like when we talk about Trayvon Martin, when we talk about the losses of our people, and they keep on bringing up, that was so long ago, or black on black violence, like you need to forgive, you need to get after, but you're gonna hear them, you're gonna hear that community cry. I mean, cry about Anne Frank.
Right.
Nigga, fuck Anne Frank. Fuck Anne Frank. Salaki to the man above me. Man, goddamn Anne Frank. Goddamn her. Who cares about her? They people love they people.
Right.
We can't love ours though.
Right.
Care about Anne Frank. Salaki, man. We got our thing to worry about here.
Right.
And it's as simple. I promise you. And it's like if we're even using phrases like that. We don't swear on nothing. It ain't my word that I want you to take. I want you to trust in the Lord. But He guarantees you, not smoking crack is good for you.
That's right.
He guarantees you not eating pork is good for you.
Right.
He guarantees nothing bad would happen to you if you don't celebrate Christmas or birthdays. Right. Somebody's feelings might get hurt in the long run for not celebrating their birthdays. They're going to get over it. Because they're going to see you not celebrating anybody's birthday, even your own. They're going to see you not even celebrate baby Jesus' birthday on Christmas, on December 25th.
Right.
And they're going to realize that you mean what you say and you say what you mean. And that you're keeping true to your culture, your people, your faith, your religion. The whole above broke the faith. And that's why we're finding ourselves in these conditions. So now, just to skip to the bottom of Ezekiel 23, we're just going to go to 49 just to kind of put a cap on this. And actually maybe 45 real quick. Just going to read from 45 to 49. And the righteous man shall judge them after the manner of adulteresses, and after the manner of the women that shed blood, because they are adulteresses, and blood is in their hands. So again, all those sisters that are committing abortions, all those brothers that are just throwing their kids away, you're going to be judged for this in the manner of adulteresses. What's the judgment for adulteresses? Salaki, sir, could you remind the people what's the punishment for adulteresses? You get stoned to death. To death. They don't just throw a rock at you and then go back home. They stone you to death.
Right. So if I may.
Get them guns.
If you get judged based on a judge, if you sin based on a judgment that's punishable by death, where you get stoned, it's very crucial to the point where. So let's say the city of St. Paul, right? You know, every time that you drive and you say, "Oh, welcome to St. Paul, welcome to Minneapolis," right? So imagine being outside of that city that you are in. They would either have you pinned up somewhere, right? They have you pinned up somewhere. Otherwise, they will dig you a little grave, and all the way to where they will bury you up into your head, up to your head, to your shoulders. And the community will have to throw stones at your head until you die. So now let me ask you this question. What is the population of your city?
All right. St. Paul's like 200 some odd thousand, I think.
Yes, it is.
Something like that.
Yeah.
100,000 strong, something like that.
Yeah. I'm talking about to the eldest men and women, to the children, down to the children.
Down to the babies, man. They can't throw for nothing.
At your head.
You're gonna be happy to see them babies because they can have like little rocks and pebbles and shit. Yeah. You're gonna have a grown ass man with something like this in their hand.
Yeah.
Chucking it at your face. Or if you're posted up like that, chucking it at your rib cage. I don't know if y'all ever broke a rib. Like it doesn't feel good. That's not like hitting your funny bone, because that shit ain't funny neither. It's and that level of punishment, again, on the carnal level, because the Lord can kill you however the hell He wants to. But that was the judgment amongst the people. That was the authority that was given to them to be able to exact and execute. That was supposed to, like, it was never supposed to get taken that far, though. Like after the first time that should have happened, that was supposed to deter anybody else from crossing that line. A whole bunch of dumbass. Like, this is the equivalent of watching her sister getting stoned to death for her crimes and then being like, no, they ain't gonna catch me. I can do the same thing. They ain't gonna catch me though. I'm smarter. I'm better. The other nation's gonna protect me from getting punished.
Right.
Look how that turned out. That was, you gambled. You gambled. It didn't work out, did it? We got to stop treating each other like dogs, man. Brotherhood and sisterhood is essential to the infrastructure of a kingdom. And again, you won't know what this thing is like unless you're here, unless you're seeing how hard and diligent these brothers and sisters work for the truth. Everything that we've lost as a people,
Right.
To continue just playing games and gambling this for Christmas, for New Year's, in the dead of winter. That's a New Year. All right, Father Time. Okay.
Right.
You celebrating an old decrepit man and a baby. It's like, sir.
It's like Sister Kawhi, she said that's a miserable way to go. Damn right.
Horrible, right? And that
it's a slow,
horrible,
miserable day.
Like, that would suck.
Yeah, like, yeah.
That was, you ever stub your toe in the bed or something like that? Imagine getting stoned to death.
Yeah.
Until you die.
If I may, it's like, I watched the show. You remember the show Cold Case? It's just like Law and Order.
Yeah.
So I watched the show Cold Case, and it was like an episode of the sister. Well, not sister, like, it was an episode of this high school girl. All these kids are in high school, and I guess this girl, she was brand new to the school and everything like that. But she was pretty much in everybody else's business, and she was pretty much like, you know, like a whore for one of the younger teachers, things of that sort. But the thing was, she was really just trying to make friends, but she ended up being in a lot of people's business. So all the people that that she knew their business, they pretty much tried to befriend her, and they did, and they took her out to, you know, like the woods and stuff like that. You know, they had like a friendly event, and at the end they stoned her, but really they could have kept her alive because she didn't know too much. It's just the fact that she just overheard and people made rumors and stuff.
Right, gotcha.
But the way that they took turns hitting her with that rock, they wasn't trying to kill her, but goddamn, I mean, it's like 5 people against 1, hitting her with a rock. This white girl just hitting her with a rock, and I'm just like, that is terrible. I'm like, the way that it was just like she was suffering and gasping for air, and it's like, damn, that's terrible.
You know, I'm gonna try to find a clip like that or something like that. So the next time we have this conversation, we can kind of give them a visual.
Oh no, I know where it's at.
Oh shit! All right, let's see if we can make a little snippet of it.
Oh yeah,
play it in class or something. Can we do that? All right,
that's very easy.
It's, and like the sister said, that's a terrible way to go. And understand this too. Your family is gonna be right there too. They're gonna be throwing stones at your head too. If they're not the ones throwing the stones, they sitting there watching you get pelted.
That's right.
You're bringing that tragedy back home with you to people that love you.
Right.
You understand that? Like, you betraying people that love you, and you're putting them through the same thing. That's all. Like in this truth, man. In this school, when one goes through it, man, we all going through it. And ain't no individuals over here no more. Which is also so important to watch what you do. I think we were talking about this in the last brotherhood class. You know, be wise in your decisions. Take counsel, because again, like, if you marry onto a woman, or if you a sister, you marry onto a man, you bringing them into this family. You're dragging us through that with you.
Right.
You're dragging people that love you through some hell, because like General I'm was saying yesterday, because basically because of your selfishness, because you or no, was it in today's class? Oh, it's like that must have been yesterday. You're dragging your own people. You're dragging your own people through the mud, basically. And that's a very selfish and unbrotherly, unsisterly thing to do. You're not alone here. Don't act like you alone here. You got people that care about you over here. Don't act like hey, don't nobody care about me. I ain't got nobody that love me. My mom and my daddy, my brothers and my sisters, they all left me. You got us. You got us.
Right.
I think we some pretty cool people.
That's right.
I don't know. I like being around y'all.
Right.
I don't like nobody else. To be honest, I don't like nobody else.
Right.
I don't get along with nobody else like that. I'm a civil person. I can get along, but I don't mess with nobody else, man. Oh yeah. All right, verse 46. For thus saith the Lord God, I will bring up a company upon them and will give them to be removed and spoiled. So again, taking off that protection from you. There's another verse, a couple verses up, where it's talking about he alienated his voice from me, or his word from me, or his mind. He alienated his mind from you because you alienated your mind too. So again, you choosing to go left. You got told, you got a map. You got a map in your hand. The map tells you to go right. Like, this is that kind of fork in the road kind of scenario where the one side looks all dark and gloomy, the other side looks all sun and shiny and peaceful and prosperity. The map told you to go down that sunshiny road because it's full of peace and prosperity.
Right.
Your dumbass, in the reverse psychology method, I guess, misinterpreted it. You misinterpreted the instruction to go left as to go right.
Right.
Down that dark and gloomy road. Even though the Lord said, go left.
Mm-hmm.
Take that narrow path.
Right.
But you saying like, no, this one, you got to be BSing me because, it can't, that's too good to be true. The kingdom is too good to be true. Absolutely. Hell.
That's right.
The kingdom is way too good, but it's true.
Right.
It's true. We're seeing our oppressors and our enemies living in the kingdom. In their kingdom. So that should let you know that it is possible, that it is something realistic. It's tangible. You can put your hands on it. You can live in it if you're obedient to the power that's going to set you up for that success. Go left. Just go left, man. Trust the map. If you need somebody to help you decipher the legend of the map, you got the ISUPK. You got classes all over the world. 25A. The phone lines are never turned off. You can find us on, there's too many damn videos out there. You could spend the rest of your life, if you were to watch the first video ever put out by the UPK, including the VHS tapes that they had uploaded from like Abba Bivens back in the day. If you were to start from there, you could spend the rest of your life watching UPK classes. I think damn near, if you just add everybody else up, everybody could spend the rest of their life watching UPK classes, and the information will never run out.
Right. That's right.
We're at that age of, at that point in the age of technology where we have that advantage.
Mm-hmm.
This is the truth coming from brothers that did not have that advantage. That went off faith and dug into the records and excavated the truth. They got this from the mud. They got this from the dirt, man, from the grimy slums of New York and Philly and Washington. From Milwaukee and Chicago and Detroit. From the Twin Cities and St. Louis. From the state of California, the state of Texas and Florida. Good night. Like it's too late. It's too late to turn back now. A hole in a hole above. We need to learn from these lessons, because the Lord is sending judgment down on our people. And if we don't follow suit, again, we've already lost so much. We can't continue to give this up to them. To them? No. We can't do that no more. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Give it to us. Give it to your own kind. Give it to the people that are going to reciprocate that. Again, if you've never been here, you wouldn't know what it is. If you're estranged from the school, if you were here and you kind of fell back or something like that, listen, the door is open. All you got to do is come back home, man. You know, we got Hanukkah coming up. A great time to regather with your people, man.
Right.
And it's, you know, don't ever act like you don't ever act like you can't come back home.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever play that game. Don't ever play that, you know, pity me type shit. Don't ever act like you can't come back home.
Right.
That door is open. You might get checked coming through the door.
Right.
But take it. It's gonna come with brotherhood. It's gonna come with sisterhood, man. You know, I'm speaking from personal experience. I'll just say it like that. Don't ever act like you can't come back home. Don't ever play that game. Because the Lord did not devise this for that.
That's right.
So just to cap this off real quick, and then we're going to move on to the prodigal son. We're starting to run out of time. Verse 49, and they shall recompense your lewdness upon you, and ye shall bear the sins of your idols. Bear the what's the punishment for idol worship? Correct me again, slightly. Something similar to what happens when you commit adultery.
Right. You get killed.
You get killed.
You get killed. Right.
You're wondering why bodies are dropping like flies out there, because we're bearing the sins of our idols.
Right.
You're gonna bear that. You're gonna bear that Christmas tree.
Right.
You're gonna bear that turkey dinner. You're gonna bear Father Time. Yep, I know kind. You're gonna bear that. You're gonna bear that little fat white baby with the arrows. You're gonna bear that shit, and you don't have to. This is the thing that we're trying to tell you. You ain't got to. You don't have to. Just come on back home, man. Come back. You got people over here that love you, that will protect you, that will die fighting for you. Don't throw that away. This is brotherhood. This is sisterhood, man. This is familyhood. I don't know if that's even necessarily a word, but we gonna make that one, so that you can avoid all this. And ye shall know that I am the Lord God. If anybody ever had a doubt in their mind, it's he's got something to expel all of that. Let's jump over to Luke chapter 15. We're going to try to speak through this real quick just for time's sake, 11 through 32. Luke 15, you know, it's like I forgot the garlic. Luke 15, verse 11. And he said, a certain man had two sons. So now we just read this one story in Ezekiel about two sisters, two women, right? That came from one woman. So you had one woman that had two daughters. Now we're reading there's a certain man that had two sons. So again, this is just a metaphor, like the metaphor kind of I don't want to say artistic, you know, language that was used, but you know, we went from two being compared to two women, now we're being compared to two sons. That does not make you transgender. I don't want that to be a thing. No, I don't. Yeah. So don't make this thing weird.
Right. It's an
Kind of what kind. And that's all. That's all. That's all it is. I don't want to. Oh God, I could just see some nigga.
Yeah.
He's talking about, no, I'm a daughter and a son. Nah, dude, it's not like that.
I'm a mother and a father.
Right? No, don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
Verse 12. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto him his living. So he was like, listen, man, let me get that promise. Let me get that covenant. And you know, just give it to me real quick. Hand it over. So it got divvied up. And then 13. And not many days after, the young son gathered all them. Yeah, it's like the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with a riotous living. How do I say that? Without getting censored. So again, he got them goods, and then he tricked off. He tricked off like almost immediately. It said not many days after. Nowadays, like like 1,000 years to the Lord. But so again, this is just talking about a dispensation of time. It's not, it's just an allegory,
Right.
whatever. But so that youngest son gathered all his stuff, and went on spring break. He went to Cancun, Mexico, to go have some fun with the guys and the gals. Verse 14. And when he and there wasted his substance with riotous living. We all know what a riot is. So if you apply that to your lifestyle, that should give you an indication on what that term riotous living means. Verse 14. And when he had spent all, then arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. So again, when Aholibah had dipped off, and again thinking that she's better, smart, or whatever, and that this other nation was going to protect her, this son, dipped off, spent his inheritance, just emptied out. They bled him dry too. Again, this is the same thing. Where we're talking about the same thing. It's pretty much the same story, just given in two different, I guess, allegories, two different presentations. But he thought that he was going to be good because, like, he had all these riches. He thought he was going to be able to, live off of that in this other land outside of the protective zone of his father. And he thought that the other nation was going to accept him and protect him. But when he had spent it all, there arose a mighty famine in the land. It goes bad sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I think in the 20s, they had that Great Depression, and anybody that was tethered to that lifestyle, I mean, you sank with that shit, man. Just like I don't know how big it is right now, but cryptocurrency, I never believed in that. I never trusted it, but that don't seem to be that popular, hot of a topic anymore. I think there's some people that emptied out their bank accounts into that joint and did not receive. It's like, yeah.
Well, just 4 people between this week and last week, four people who became billionaires just suspiciously died.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, they were. I believe they were all white. Like one ended up dying in his sleep, drowning, plane crash, and I'm not sure about the other one.
Aaliyah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like people drown every day, B. Planes crash every day.
Yeah, a lot of people making a conspiracy about it because it's like these people recently just became billionaires, and all of a sudden they just died all of a sudden. And it's like, hey, I don't know what to tell you.
When that famine hits, Yeah. When people get hungry, they get nasty.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna tie yourself into that, this is the type of life that you can expect as a result. And he began to be in want. So verse 15, and he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. How better to describe our transition from the kingdom into slavery than to be pig feeders?
Right.
We were feeding slop to the pigs, which is a good way to describe our oppressors, because we just feed them that mumble rap, gangster rap, drug rap, all that stuff. I mean, we're just feeding slop to a group of people that are enjoying that entertainment and making money off it. They feeding their families off of you talking about killing your brothers.
Right.
Like think about that shit, man. They feeding their families off of you talking about selling drugs to your people. They feeding their families. They living rich and deliciously off of you talking about sleeping with your brother's woman. We have become. Where is it? Damn it. We were sent into the fields to feed swine. That's what we are. We tend to pigs, man. We tend to pig. We serve pigs, bro. We serve pigs. They're pigs. We're better than pigs. We serving pigs. We are in servitude of something that is beneath us. That's who we serve as a people. That's what this brother squandered his inheritance for.
Right.
He gambled away his inheritance, thinking that this other nation was going to accept him and take care of him. He went, dog, again, damn it. He went to another citizen of that country. He went to a citizen of that country, and he sent them into his fields to feed swine. To feed swine. Thinking that these other people are going to take care of you. They threw you to the bottom of the bottom to go feed some pigs, to go serve something that you're better than, that you're supposed to be better than. Apparently we're not, because we're serving them. So make that make sense now. Verse 16, and he would fain have filled, and he would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. We're scraping, where we're taking the crumbs from our oppressors, the husks that them pigs left behind. They eat everything. Pigs eat everything. You gotta steal some scraps from a pig, bro. That's us. That's what we're doing here in America. That's what we're doing there in South America too, up in Canada, over in the UK. That's become our status.
Right.
That's become our status. All these other people in this kingdom that we serve in, that we are better than. The Lord chose us to be a better people than them. He chose us. We're above all nations. We're serving pigs. We are servants unto pigs. And we stealing the crumbs that we can get from them, the little bit of slop that they leave behind. And when he came into himself, verse 17, and when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? Again, how many more do we got to lose to this? He's asking the same question. Like, how many times, how much more do we got to go through? How many more times, how much more years I got to spend doing this? Isn't it enough? Isn't it enough? No, it's not. It ain't. It ain't gonna be if you keep tethered to that. If you keep sitting on the damn city bus crying about your daughter's Christmas, you're never gonna escape this. You're gonna keep on eating them husks. You're gonna keep on serving pigs. Verse 18, I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. That's what we need to do. That's repentance, man. We need to come back home, bro. Verse 19, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. So like he ain't even asking necessarily to get that inheritance back. He just want to come back home, man. He want to be under that safety, under that protection, under that shelter, where he knows it's safe, where he knows it's clean, where he knows like he's gonna be taken care of. And he also wants to repay that he wants to serve. He wants to serve. Before, he just wanted all that gifts and all that glory and all the riches to go have fun. He forgot about having to serve his father. He forgot his position as a son to his father. Now he remembers it. Now he's repenting. He's trying to come back home. Verse 20, and he arose and came to his father, but when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him, man. Can you just picture that?
That's right.
Picture that for a second, man. He he waiting for us to come back home. You don't want to see us out here like this. Sisters prostituting themselves, brothers entangled in homosexuality and doped out of their minds. Like you should see like the train stations and the bus stops out here. It's horrible. It is horrible.
It's like Minneapolis.
It is bad. Even downtown St. Paul, like where we got Kent, that little that station right there. Good night. You walk into that little kind of vestibule thing. I mean, it smells like.
It's a mixture of abominations.
Abominations, many types.
Now, my thing is like, man,
Come.
you think a downtown that's owned by the Jewish.
Right.
You think a downtown owned by Jewish is it's gonna be clean, it's gonna be nice
right.
and everything like that? Nah.
It ain't.
Nah.
And,
I mean, even down south Minneapolis, nothing but crime.
it's horrible down there, man.
So St. Paul the same way.
I done seen people sleeping damn near in the middle of, well, no, I don't want to say in the middle of the street, but like in the middle of the sidewalk, man. Broad daylight, in the middle of the sidewalk, right outside of a Caribou Coffee, man. Just right out there on the sidewalk in blatant public. They ain't trying to hide themselves. No, it's like yourself.
I think it's better one, California.
There you go. Yeah, they paying them to stay homeless.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I remember being on Hollywood Boulevard, and there's homeless people on Hollywood Boulevard. Meanwhile, you have Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy
Kimmel.
Yeah. Right across the street from Campspot.
Yep.
You got all these big famous people on this strip. You are on Hollywood Boulevard, where there are stars on the sidewalk or whatever.
Yeah, Chemical Council.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. But anyway, yeah, like you got a whole empire on this strip, and you got homeless people just out there sleeping, and people just outside of their mind all day, every day, and it's terrible, man. It's sad. But yeah, like once again, our president's the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Damn right.
Meanwhile, they own all the downtown, but they ain't downtown at all.
At all. They go back home after that.
Yeah.
To their little suburbs, their little mini mansions and shit.
Yeah, they own all the clubs.
Yeah, they don't stay down there.
Nah, not at all. I mean, I don't even see them at all.
They might have it like a little dope house or something up there, like when they bring their prostitutes and their whores back up to after the club or something, but they don't live there.
Yeah, they own all the brothels. They own all the gay clubs, the strip clubs. They own everything, all the little corner stores, everything. Our president owns everything concerning this earth, man.
And where did they get that from? I wonder. How did they gain them riches? We see it in very specific neighborhoods.
Right. Right.
Where do you think who do you think is funding them?
Right.
That's a homework assignment. That's a little pop quiz for anybody out there listening. Who do you think gave them that wealth to get to that point? This is crazy, man. And that's what this brother did. That's what this brother did. He squandered his inheritance. He gave it all away to these other people just to end up serving some pigs. But he repented from that. He wanted to repent. He wanted to come back home.
Right.
We're seeing this happening now between the northern and the southern kingdoms. We're just gonna scratch that. Between the 12 tribes of Israel. They ain't no split amongst us no more. Not over here. I don't know about over there. I don't rock with them over there. I know this house though.
Right.
So as for me and my house, we're gonna serve the Lord. So
right.
The 12 tribes of Israel, we're coming back home.
That's right.
We are repenting for the crimes that we committed as a people.
And
again, we don't distinguish ourselves necessarily from anybody else. Like, listen, we taking this burden on with you. We in this fight together. It's just that this time you got some brothers that ain't gonna waver. You got some brothers that ain't gonna fall over to one side or the next.
That's right.
We gonna keep charging right down the damn middle. As annoying as we are, I know they hate us on Clubhouse. I know they hate us on Facebook. They've been hating us on YouTube. No sweat. The SPLC, no sweat. They can hate the shit out of us. We are going to grudgingly and annoyingly, we're going to piss everybody off and a mama on the way to glory, on the way back to this kingdom. Because that's what it's going to take. From this point, from this hole that we dug ourselves into, that's how we're going to get out of it. You're going to need men. Men. People want to talk about toxic masculinity. When that toxic male comes rapping on your door looking to ravish you and your children, you're going to be very happy for a masculine man to step to the door to protect your dumb ass. Don't talk to us about toxic masculinity because we're choosing to be men and exercising our masculinity when there's some sick bastards out there that are toxic, that want to do something sick to you. You're going to need somebody like us.
Right.
I don't care if you got a gun. They know how to disarm women with guns.
Right.
Just, it's at least worth talking about, right? Zephaniah 2:1. Hanukkah coming up, the doors are open.
Right.
You know, everybody, anybody in the Twin Cities, like you're more than invited to come on through, come break bread with us, come celebrate these high holy days with us. Same thing in Milwaukee, same thing in Chicago. We trying to open up the res, man. If you ain't got no way to travel down to Milwaukee or to Minnesota, listen, follow us online. Follow us online. We'll show you how to keep it at home too. Just go live with us. We'll break down the scriptures with you. You ain't got to do this alone. You know what I'm saying? Gather together as a family too, and you know, we're gonna do this together. It's like it just all right. Damn, we're running out of time fast, and it's like it's already overtime. All right. But so now the father sees his son coming, and he's like damn, like I'm gonna wait for you. Meets him halfway. But the father, verse 22, verse 21, like it. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Verse 22. But the father said to his servant, Bring forth the best robe and put it on, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. He wants you to regain that status. He wants you to regain that glory, so you don't feel like that anymore. He wants you to dead that old man and be refreshed, be reborn as his son, as who you started off as. So now this is all like this talking about like kind of that growth and fall and rise again of a nation, of a people. So we started off as the Most High Son. We fell away. We ain't worthy no more. He wants us to come back to that same position. Right. He don't want us to lose, like, you know, any of that glory, any of that inheritance, any of them riches. You don't want us to miss out on the kingdom. You don't want us to serve pigs. You don't want us to be eating husks that the pigs, you know, maybe spit out. Maybe there was a better husk, and the pig didn't like that husk, and you wanted this husk instead, and you left this one to you. You're sitting there scrambling with a goddamn pig for some scratch, for some slop. You don't want that for us. You want to put that ring on you, put them shoes on you, put that robe on you, and bring hither the fatted calf and kill it and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found, and they began to be merry. Now his eldest son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. So this other brother was working. So this is equivalent to when Aholah was still in Jerusalem. This brother was still in the field putting in work. And he hears this commotion. So again, the northern kingdom came back home. The southern kingdom is seeing this reunion happening. Verse 26, and he called one of his servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, Thy brother is coming. Thy father had killed the fatted calf because he had received him safe and sound. And he was angry and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. And he answered, said to his father, Lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgress at any time thy commandments, and yet thou never gavest me a kid, that I may make merry with my friends. So this brother was jealous. He was upset with his father. He was jealous because he didn't get that same kind of like warm welcoming in response to doing his job. Because this other brother ran off, sinned against the Most High, sinned against his father, betrayed his father, ran off, comes back and gets greeted with open arms and with a fatted calf. That's the kid that he's talking about here. He gets upset about that. One thing that you don't want to do is think that just because you're doing your job, you deserve that pat on the back. No, this is your job. Right. This is our job. We don't get paid for none of this. We don't expect paid for none of this. We're doing this for the people. If anything, hell, that's our pay. We get to see our people get woken back up. We get to see our people come back up out of hell. We get to see the kingdom being renewed, restored. That's what we get out of this. Lord allow, maybe I'll get a minivan. Hey, that'd be cool. Maybe some bunk beds. I don't know. I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever. But that's not, you shouldn't have any expectations, and that'll just solve a whole lot of problems for you too. You ain't got to sit there worry about, well, what am I going to get in return? Shucks jolly. Just assume that you ain't going to get squat, and that your people are going to get redeemed, and all the work that you put in is going to be for somebody else's benefit, and nobody's ever going to know who you are or what you did for them to come back home. Right. And then you're never going to be disappointed. Right. and just keep on trucking, man.
Right.
Because you're not alone in it. We ain't serving pigs no more. We ain't serving pigs, man. We serving Israel. Be proud of that. Be proud of that. And do it diligently. Do it with some goddamn zeal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you're at the Passover, when you're setting up them tables, set it up like this is the only thing that's gonna matter to you. In Hanukkah, when we celebrate this, we serving out food. Serve it like you ain't never slung food before for nobody. Like do this with every ounce of energy you got.
Right.
And you're gonna see the effect. Now be proud of this work that you do. That should be your only pay. Just be content with that in your head and keep it pushing. Because we got work to do. We ain't home yet, man. We are not home yet. Keep it pushing. Don't give up faith now. After everything that we lost, everything that we've done, don't give up faith now. Let's keep it moving, man. Keep it moving. We're almost done here. And he was angry and would not go in. Therefore, his father came out and entreated him. He was mad about the kid. Verse 30. But as soon as this thy son was come, which had devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. So again, he's complaining about, listen, your brother went off. Why is he get to come back and you just accepting him with open arms? Verse 31. And he said unto him, son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. Like, brother, like, listen, like, you should not be worried about it. If you're serving the Lord, man, you're gonna get that inheritance. Like, the check is in the mail. Like it's coming to you. Don't be worried. Don't be stressed out over that, over what you think. Again, Ahola thought she was better than Aholibah. She thought she was gonna, do better than this. This brother sitting and thinking that he better than his brother that left home to come back. That brother never left home. In this case, that brother never left home. So like, how do you get to come back without any, like, why am I still working the field and you get greeted with a feast? And he's letting them know, listen, man, everything that I got, you got too. Like you didn't lose nothing in this. Verse 32. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad. Like, it's a good thing to, we don't dwell on the past. The truth don't dwell on the past. It remembers it, but it don't live in the past. So when that brother, that sister wants to come back, repents. That's a part of this thing too. That's a part of this whole deal. You gotta repent to come back home. Then you need to just shut up, step aside, and if you open up that case of beer or I don't know, Capri Suns or something, or maybe another non-alcoholic beverage. Water's really good. Water's really good. Crack open that case of water. Crack open that food. Kick on the oven, kick on the fire. Turn the beats up. Turn the music up. Grab everybody together. Say, hey, they back home.
Right.
Look who it is. And live in that moment. Live in that moment. Because that's going to be that moment that matters to that person too that's coming back. They don't want to remember the thing that they just went through. The hell and the horror that they just came out of. You got a lot of people right now with suffering PTSD because of that life that they have lived. They trying to come back home. Don't make it a stumbling block for them to come back home. Make it easy as hell for them to come back home. Right. That's why we got all these classes.
That's right.
That's why we spread out all across the United States, all over South America and Central America, and again all over Canada. Canada's starting to boom. We got some brothers in Alaska, man. We got some brothers in an igloo, listening to class, breaking down scriptures in a damn igloo in Alaska, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all over the place. There ain't no excuse. Make it easy for our people to come back home because we need that. You see the damage that we're being dealt. You see the horrible living conditions that we in. Wouldn't you want to make that easy for them to come back home?
Right.
Give them a warm bed and some good healthy food. Give them some sustenance. Give them some brotherhood, man. Give them some compassion. Show them some mercy. That's your brother. That's your sister. This truth is every bit as much theirs as it is yours.
That's
Just
right.
because you stayed there and did some work, no sweat. This is theirs too. You don't get to deprive them of this. Make it easy for them to come back home. And when they come back home, man, keep them.
Right.
Hold them down. Do it even if, goddamn it, even if they betray you again, hold them down. That way, you'll never be in fault for sure. But you may be that difference between them leaving and staying, between them living and dying, between this kingdom being rebuilt or crumbled. You know what I'm saying? Between that brotherhood being restored or abandoned. So just cap it off. I got one more verse after this. Like you, I know we a little bit late, but verse 32. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad, for this thy brother was dead and is alive again and was lost and is found. Be glad for that. Be merry for that. Welcome them back home. Don't be a selfish bastard. Don't be some hater. Don't be some Don't not be a brother. Don't not be a sister.
Right.
This is your responsibility. This is your charge. You are expected to uphold brotherhood and sisterhood in this truth.
Right.
You are commanded to.
That's right.
This is our law. This is our custom. This is our culture. This is our home. That's our people. The Lord requires his flock. And you, goddamn, I should have brought this one up too. You do not want to be the one that he got to come talk to, be like, listen, why didn't you open that gate? You saw your people coming. You saw that they wanted to come back home. Why didn't you open that gate? You do not want to be the one that he got to come contest, be like you the reason why they didn't get to come back? Like who gave you that authority? You don't get to make that call. Commanding General Yohana don't get to make that call. General Mahima don't get to make that call. They've said that themselves. We're not here for that. We're here to protect Israel. We're also here to correct Israel.
That's right.
That's why when we was reading about a hole in the hole, but when he sent them righteous men to cast that judgment on them, you know what I'm saying? Like this is literally life and death. So with that, I'm gonna cap it off with this last one, Isaiah chapter 11, verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. We are witnessing that today, right here, right now in the UPK. One of the prime examples, I think one of the most glorious examples that you can see is Captain Dezarik and Captain Katazak.
Right.
Judah and Ephraim, right there. I mean, I don't think it gets any more clear as day as that. With that, we're going to break into the UPK security announcements. Tune, like, share, subscribe to the content, to the channels. Right. Spread it to anybody that needs to hear it, or even if they don't want to hear it, give it to them anyway. No sweat. We ain't gonna force no crowns, but it don't take much to share, a video or a page on Facebook or on YouTube, something like that. So let's get it. Let's get it. We're gonna get to the UPK security announcements. We ought to ask UPK started on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, there are offerings for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to show themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if the brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashua. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury, give to the treasury department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. So now do we have the link for that other page for the tithes?
It's a side of which.
It's in there. All right, it's like kind of. So if you go into the group chat, you can see the link to pay your tithes. Straight direct to the UPK website. That's
Right.
it's like our cash. That thing. Oh, an hour. Oh, yeah, select. I'm saying like we got that for this.
No, because it was never.
Do you know if it was out there?
Yeah, but I'll post.
All right, all right. The site is still going through construction. We do have another link that can be accessed. Get in contact with the school near you. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns on that, get the Cash App for them. For us, $sign UPK Minnesota. We'll take any and all. No sweat, empty it out. We got you. If you got the Zelle app though, that's still open and available. First name Israelite School, last name UPK. Email ties@isupk.com. So you can still make ties, pay your ties, make donations that way. Upcoming Holy Convocations, Hanukkah. So 17th.
December 17th.
At sundown. Next Saturday at sundown, it's going down the Feast of Hanukkah. Or we say Feast of Hanukkah.
Feast of Dedication.
Feast of Dedication. It's like so the Feast of Dedication. This is more of a memorial, isn't it?
It's a feast.
It's a memorial.
No.
That's like never mind. I don't want to mince words.
Oh, as far as that, I'll get into that.
All right, kind of select.
Yeah,
we're gonna start getting into more of the Hanukkah history classes and whatnot. Kind of. But yeah, the Feast of Hanukkah. I mean, get ready, man. Gather together. Grab all the drinks. Grab all the waters. Grab all the food. Grab all the pudding pots and popsicles for the kids and all that. Like, let's really drag this out. It's gonna go on for like 8 days. So what I'm saying, be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Kind of. And then we got the Feast of Purim coming up after that.
That's way in February.
We're in February before Passover.
Actually, it's like in March.
In March. So we got Hanukkah, Purim, Passover, and then it's gonna kick off the whole slew of the cookouts. Any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That means your boots, your shirt, your pant, headband, and or scarf. With that, Amadim, we stand. We'll find the Akudam, turn face east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. We're going to close out with this. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verse 8 through 13. Nabanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kudash. Hayah. Samka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ma'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Latanganawa. Latam. Call. Yawam. Wasalakanawa. Kabawatanawa. Kasalakanawa. Kabawatinawa. Wala'ah. Tabiana, Ansawam, Abal, Aushana, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'al, Wata Para, Laulami, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the glory, for thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So to the front. Men of Israel, Madim Shabbat, Madim Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakathon. Yazamata, courtesy salute for the sisters, shout out to the sisters, men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim Barak, Yahweh Shema, Allah Tam Bashim, Yahweh Shai. Yazamata, class dismissed.